Hey there, Sagittarius. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new, click that subscribe button down below. It is free as always. And as always, I am happy to have you here joining us to bring in your big, bold, bright, beautiful self. And you, Sagittarius, right now, the star, your true self coming on in. And what is that? The one that is satisfied and full of pleasure, being fully loved by the world that you have loved all of your life. You've laid down your life for it. The philosopher, the seeker, the wanderer, the experiencer, the one gathering of the sensuality of life. Man or woman, all these senses, all those pleasure receptors, they're ready to be blown away. You're showing up, making the great exchange, okay? And now it's out with the old and in with the new, is what you were talking about in my channeling time before I turned on the camera, okay? Getting out a few of the cards, getting a feel of the background of what is coming in. You're large and in charge, and you are full of yourself, and that is beautiful. We're taught from when we're young that that's a rude saying, but the truth is, who else should be in you? What else should be in you, okay? First of all, you're human, all right? Your energy, your life, your light, that should be in you, but it should be you. You're the who. You're the who that should be filling your britches, your dress, your skin, your whatever, okay? And now you're showing up as the star. This is you ready to embody in your humanity the full pleasure, the full delight of this love connection you've had with the world for so long. Coming. So let me check my notes and see if there's anything else to tell you about. But anyways, no, it looks like you're ready. You're good to go here, Sagittarius. And the in is definitely incoming energy, like falling from the sky, like wishing upon a star, that type of magical stuff, which then takes me into cartoon creative power, things that go beyond the realm of possibility. That's what you're talking about here, Sagittarius. So let's start the show. Now, your affirmation, I was starting to write and you're like, scratch that out. What did you say? You said, I was about to say, I'm ready to. You're like, I am exploding with pleasure. All right, Sagittarius, say that with me. I am exploding with pleasure. And this is an explosion, a profusion of lights, an abundance, like a firework, like popcorn popping. And oh, Big Papa, okay, you're going to get our corn a popping. Sagittarius, a poppin'. Now, for many of you, that's you already moving into the new moon phase that's coming on in, because this is the first half of April read, just for those who need a timeline, but all these reads are also timeless, but it's rolling over into the Capricorn. You're already making that turn, putting it all together. It makes sense. You're like, I'm all on board. I don't need to be convinced. I'm ready. I've lived this life. I'm ready for this pleasure and this embodiment of who I am. I'm ready to leave behind the old shady, the old stuff, the dark side of the moon, the shadow of turning, the incongruency, the free will of man, that whole thing going on. And not that we're preventing anybody else from having theirs, but the old experiences, the old ways, the old letdowns and prescriptions of the way life worked out is what you're sweeping out over here. So let's get a little bit more in case some of you need any specifics. The Eight of Swords, yeah. Incongruency in relationships, especially like walking on thin ice, having to tiptoe around, reducing boldness, capacity, all that, keeping a world very small, dim, dull, lackluster. You're like, there we go, lackluster. So let's see about that. Is there anything else you want to tell us about this out with the old for Sagittarius? I feel you right there. Yeah. You're retiring. This is 10 of Wands. You're like, I'm retiring from that. I'm so tired of it. And you're like, I'm not going to speak tiredness over myself. I'm retiring of that. I have learned and I have learned. Not only did I learn it once, I learned it twice. Only did I burn it once, I burn it twice. It's gone with the wind. I'm not repeating those patterns anymore. You're like, I don't have to earn my pleasure, my satisfaction, my fulfillment, my sensuality. I know who I am. And I'm ready to walk forward in it. Ready to embrace it. You don't have to bend my arm, twist my arm, hold my hand, whatever it is. I'm ready for this incoming energy. So let's get a little bit of heart on that new incoming energy with this side of out with the old and in with the new. I love it. It's a pivot point. So you're showing the Seven of Swords of this holding back and holding out for something better. up here, can you see the two foxes on the shoulder? Okay, so the birds of the feather flocking together, that staying true to yourself has drawn in this new incoming energy, and you're able to leave the old ways behind, and that ushers in this Four of Wands, this wholeness, this celebration here on earth, because this isn't just your divine counterpart relationship. It is being in that right community that nurtures and nourishes you. And it's not like I need to be fed by the world. No, we're talking about synergizing, energizing, like a palm tree being planted in its natural environment where it flourishes and thrives. There's no struggle, no striving, no coercion, no high expenditure. It's just natural flow. It is synergized all the way around. Love it. So now that we're moving into this zhuzh, new energy of where the star is looking to get your corn a popping, right? What's that sacral chakra? Even not just pleasure up here anymore, but pleasure down here. And the full embodiment of the wand is what you were talking about, Sagittarius. I love that warning energy coming forward from you. It's rising up out of the bog. It's almost showing up like a cypress knee. Now, if you know, ancient native lore talks about this, the knees of the tree trunks being the spirits and souls of people, of our ancestors. This is spirit and soul of your ancestors coming forward in a conglomeration of them coming together as a hub for you to bring in the fulfillment and the alignment, like the divine, like the dot to dot map of who you are. But you are all the energy filling it. It is a cup, it is a map, it is a prism showing up here as the magician. Can you see that? And that's the star of you going along with like this sacral chakra energy right there. The heating and the cooling system, just like our circulatory system, the heaven on earth, the two divining and connecting together. And that powers and that activates up, awakening up this creation object here on earth that didn't exist beforehand. It's like the plane of possibility, and that could be PLANE, because you do love to travel, right, babe? Or the plane of existence. But it brings in the 9 of discs. This is kind of like seraphim type energy of the highest realm, being able to see in all planes, all knowing. It's omni, O-M-N-I, omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience, knowing everything, seeing everything, being everywhere, being all powerful, all at the same time by being yourself. Because we don't have to be in anybody else's business, right? That's the centrality of the eye of God, of our chart, of being the whole zodiac, which is why you're like, I'm on board, Joy. I know I'm more than just Sagittarius. That is one facet of who I am. But if I'm this beautiful gemstone, all the facets channel together to that radiant light, this magician light, this vessel, this capsule of bringing in that healing power, this wave of light into this earth plane for myself, through myself and with myself and for the world. Okay. So you're tying these together, Sagittarius, the angelarium, which is the eyes, the alignments of our intelligence, our connection with cosmos, heaven, life, and our intuition, getting into our instincts. Okay. Who do we have here? And I'm just going to pop them right now because you're talking about they go together. Quite strange. Well, those look like, okay, so you have 2 crystals for each energy coming in here. I love it. Hasmid, I tell you, it's called the Angel of Annihilation. If y'all don't know me by now, I'm like, ooh, I love that. Look at him. This is the new idea coming in. It's making room, making way, moving energy, that annihilating. It's clearing anything out of the way that separates you from yourself. And it's not about people and things. It's about an energy dynamic. And a lot of it had to do with kind of like, great sculptors are known to say, well, how do you know what's inside the rock? It's like, I just take away anything that is not what I'm looking for. So that's what you're doing here. You're taking away from the block form, from the marble, to get to what is hidden inside. You're getting it all out of the way to facilitate and make the ease for that. Now, the crystal energy that's coming along with Hasmid and the annihilation, that connection that you have with your divine going on, is the rudolite quartz and the muscovite. Okay, so that's breaking it down into sandal fawn type energy to align with Metatron and to push out the old injections, the old splinters. Because I know rudolite is often seen as high vibrational healing, but in this case, you're showing up as the crystal and needing to get those splinters out of you. And muscovite is mica. It sort of splinters and shaves off too, but it can break down to find power. So it's talking about find power. Find power. Okay, Sandalphon. So we call in Sandalphon energy with Hasmed to reduce it down to its basic elements. So you're talking about what gets removed out of the way also gets put in the recycle bin to be reused for something else, like melting down plastic to change the vessel, the container. So you're talking about some very much physical DNA alteration, going from the earthen state that we were in into our plasma, our spiritual DNA, our spiritual inheritance, the wisdom, the pearls, the white light, the white energy. Now, this is not skin color, people. We don't do that here. We're talking about the white ray of light, and that's all the colors. Okay, it's all inclusive, coming together, being whole. I love it. I love it. Who was talking about the W? Let me see up here on my notes. The spirit of wholeness. Now go back. You might want to check out Virgo, because remember, you already said you the whole zodiac. I hear you talking to me right now, but they were talking about that whole white ray coming in the embodiment as well, just like you're doing with the magician here. Now in this other element, so it's almost like potential and actual going on. So Hasma was clearing the potential so this new receptivity can come on in and create that power body that you're talking about. Now we're getting into the action. Okay. And the magician is sitting here as the juncture across the action potential, presenting the opportunity. I absolutely love that. So we have Hod coming in as submission. This is the opening, the surrendering and the receptivity, and not surrendering like, oh, I'm out of it, I have no whatever choice or say so. This is like, I submit my choice. Just like when you go to a restaurant and the waiter asks, what would you like to have? You submit your request, okay? So that's what this is talking about here with submission. Let it be known. And this is cosmic energy going along with what I love, the olive ray, the peace and prosperity here on earth coming into the goldenness power. So it is grounded and is ready to receive that lightning path coming on in, which could be 8 of Wands energy, but also Tree of Life, the full coming in of moving into like 10 of discs, the inheritance here on earth as in heaven, but instead having to choose either or on earth and in heaven here together as one. Dilating. Well, it is the amnios, dilating their energy for this new fluid to come on through, the amnios. The being in the amness of who you are. Wow, what a trip. Oh, I love it because the colors are aligning and dividing. The labradorite and the amazonite are dividing together to make that gold. Can you see how the colors are lining up with down here and here? That's fantastic. So it's bringing in the awe-inspiring type awakening energy because your passion is on board. You're fully connected and you're like, I'm in ground floor. Let's go for it. And I love that you're awakening and allowing this energy to connect with you and to move on in. The amnios, fantastic, Sagittarius. So we're going to get a wheel of life, the energy, wisdom, energy oracle, something like that. I don't know. Let's get one of these cards and then we're going to get, apparently, we get a few of them. So we ain't going back in. Well, community. Okay. So you're opening it, one for all. And all for one. I absolutely love it. But that is very much your energy of the connectedness. The confidence that you're displaying in your full connection to yourself is also being afforded to the world around you because you're living in your truth, walking in your truth. You're letting it become true in yourselves, in your physical DNA, that in and of itself already alters the energy around you, affording it to all. Absolutely love it. You're like, we just temporary dwelling places here. We can upgrade, we can renew, just like everything else in life does. And that brings in this partnership over here, 15, the message in the bottle, and 33, chaos and conflict. So there's a resolution between like showing up as the abyss. Like the unknown can often feel like a factor that is swallowing or can be unnerving or create a trigger gut reaction in the SOS, but this is smoothing it out. That's what that synergizing new energy, the amnios coming on in for, is that no, baby, it's a free ride is how it's showing up, and that we've taken care of everything for you because it is in that state of shift. So I would say keep your eye on the prize, and you are the prize here, Sagittarius. And you're like, we have no concerns. I am not the least bit flustered as this sun begins to set and the new day dawns. I love it. I'm telling you, Sagittarius, leave your comments and your compliments down below. Compliment yourself, comment on the reading. Fill me in on what's going on from your side of the lens, on your side of the camera. I would enjoy celebrating that with you. Also, show your free love and support by clicking that like button. It gets YouTube all turned on and they start sharing it with people who might not otherwise see it. Also, you can share, you can comment, you can circulate on your Facebook, post reads there, let your friends know about it. Ask somebody to even subscribe. Okay, let's get this joy train rolling and bring in this amnios, this wave of plasma, and golden up our world with each of us and our love here. Okay, that white ray of light, right? The all inclusive. Okay, well, I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.